good morning, everybody. Welcome to the I Could Be Wrong Sunday morning drive. I'm going to give you a few topics to listen to or watch as you head over to grab your coffee or your caffeine or whatever it is that you may be grabbing this morning to kick off your Christmas Eve and getting ready for the Week 16 games. I want to talk about an early game this morning that a lot of folks are not giving a lot of attention to, and that is the Detroit Lions visiting the Minnesota Vikings. I know Detroit obviously is favored. Minnesota's got some questions at quarterback. They've kind of gone back and forth. Nick Mullins obviously is not the guy. Doesn't help that the half of their roster is depleted. But I am going to go ahead and say that Detroit really needs to win this game. I know Minnesota's hanging on by a thread with their playoff hopes, but Detroit, even though they are leading the NFC North, they need this win because they have not looked very good in the last couple of weeks. And I think that they need it more than anything for their confidence heading into the playoffs, especially if it lines up the way it looks like it's going to line up and they get the Rams at home on Wild Card Weekend. They definitely want to make sure that they're clicking on all cylinders to be able to compete with Matthew Stafford and Puka and those guys right now. So good luck to you, Detroit. I don't think that you're going to win today, and I don't think that you're going to win in the playoffs, but that's a game that I'll be keeping an eye on this morning or early afternoon if you're on the East Coast. I look for the Minnesota Vikings to upset the Detroit Lions. And then I'm going to move on to a game this afternoon, obviously a huge game with huge playoff seeding implications on both sides of the league. The number two seeds in each conference, respectively, will be facing off today with the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, Tyreek Hill is expected to play. That's the early news this morning. To be honest, I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think that Miami is going to take a page out of Buffalo's playbook and strictly try and run the ball right down Dallas's throat. I don't think Dallas is well equipped to handle the run, and I think that Mike McDaniel is a great play caller. He loves to scheme up plays and get guys wide open for big runs out in the open field. I think he does that a few times today. And the Miami Dolphins come away with a victory. I don't think they walk away with the game. I don't think they run away with it, but I do think the Miami Dolphins win the game on the strength of their running game as opposed to their passing game. So Tyreek may be more of a distraction and more of a decoy than anything today. Then I want to move on to the night game this evening. The New England Patriots taking on the Denver Broncos in Denver. I know Denver obviously is favored. Denver seems to have found some chemistry here lately. I know last week didn't look as good as it has the few weeks before that. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to take the New England Patriots to upset the Denver Broncos tonight at home. I think that the relationship between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson is icy at best. I really think that these last three games of the season are the last three that they will be together. And then Russell Wilson will be shipped off somewhere else, and Sean Payton will bring in his guy. But in reality, I think that Sean Payton is more of the issue than Russell Wilson. I think that Sean Payton thinks that he can still coach players like he could a few years ago. I think he still thinks that players respect him the same way that they did in New Orleans. And the reality is, those players in Denver don't know you. Those players in Denver have no clue of or care of what you did back in 2008, 2009 with the Saints. That was a long time ago, and I think Sean Payton's starting to realize that all that cachet and clout that he had in New Orleans doesn't travel to Denver because those players don't really care and don't know who you are, especially since you've been out of coaching for the last couple of years. So I really honestly think that Sean Payton is more of the issue than Russell Wilson. But who knows? That's why they call it I could be wrong. Either way, I'm picking the New England Patriots to upset the Broncos tonight and set us up for a wonderful Christmas. 3 games. We all know the big game at the end of Christmas night, the 2 number 1 seeds in each conference, Baltimore Ravens visiting the San Francisco 49ers. If I haven't made it clear enough yet, I'm picking the San Francisco 49ers. I think they win this game behind the strength, again, of a strong defensive performance. I think this is not going to be a high-scoring game. You have 2 of the top defenses, if not the 2 top defenses in the NFL going against each other. You have two dynamic offenses, but I think the defenses rule the day. Low scoring game. I think whichever team hits 20 will be the team that wins the game. And I'm going to go with the 49ers simply because of the offensive firepower that they have and the weapons they have surrounding Brock Purdy. So that's your Sunday morning drive. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you've got some caffeine or coffee or whatever you need to kick your day off. I hope you have a great Christmas Eve with your family. Enjoy the games today. Enjoy the games tomorrow. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys next time.